Hi guys! So today I was trying to think of something to film and I realized I haven't shown you guys all of my plants. I have all of my indoor plants over here, and then all of my outdoor plants are outside this window, and I'll show you little clips of all of them. So if you are interested in seeing all of the plants that I have, just keep watching. So we're going to start off with all of my plants that are inside. This is not where they all usually stay. This is just where they're at for video purposes. But I do have 11 plants that stay inside and 30 plants total, and then 4 propagations that are here. Yeah. So we're going to start with my indoor plants, and then we'll go to my outdoor plants, and then I'll show you my propagations last, because to me that's the best, because I love watching their roots grow. So first off is, we're just going to go with what's on my desk right here. This is my newest plant. I work at Home Depot, so I got her there while I was at work. This is either a Pothos Enjoy or a Pothos Pearls and Jade. I'm not positive which one it is, but it looks like this. She's in this little cute little gray plastic pot. She's got a nursery pot on the inside, thankfully, because this pot has no drainage. Yeah, so she's got a new leaf coming in right here. And she's doing pretty good. We've had her since Monday. Today's Thursday. So almost like 4 days. And she's doing really good. I keep her on our nightstand. She doesn't get too much light, but she gets like ambient lighting. Because whichever one she is, she's pretty positive still a Pothos, and they don't need that much light. So she still gets some light, but not a lot. But I love her. Putting them away is going to be difficult because I don't have people. Alright, and then our next one right here is my Calathea Compact Star. There we go. This bad boy sits inside on my kitchen counter. I've got a grow light in there, and it keeps her nice and happy. She's got a few crispy leaves down here on the bottom, as you can see. Other than that, she's doing really good. She had a new leaf unfurl right here, this nice big one. And I don't think she has any new leaves coming in at the moment, but she seems happy. I just watered her, and I keep a paper clip with all my calatheas, and I'll just kind of use it to move the dirt around so they get air in their soil, and they seem to really like that. So that is her. My next one is my Calathea Ornata. This is my child. She is beautiful. These 2 leaves here are her newest additions, and some of her leaves did get a little burnt because for a while I had her grow light, like the grow light all the calatheas are in, it's in a lamp, like a stand-up lamp, and it has like a reading light attached to it. For a little while I had the grow light in the reading light one, and I had it face directly at the calatheas. Calatheas are more low light plants. They are native to like the ground of rainforest where it doesn't get too much light, but it gets some. And I think that was way too direct, so a lot of the plants I had over there got some burnt leaves. Like, see, this leaf right here is burnt. This leaf right here is probably the worst one. It's pretty burnt right there. And then this one right here has got some burnage on it. So I think that might be why. Since then, I have moved the grow light from the reading light that was literally like directly on them to the light at the top, the main lamp that's got the shade and everything on it. And I keep that about 3 to 4 feet away from them. And they've done a lot better since then. These leaves have opened up, and it hasn't gotten any more burn marks or any crispy leaves, which is really good. So she seems to be pretty happy, and yeah, it's my Calathea Ornata. And my next one is not a Calathea, but it also suffered some burnt leaves from the grow light because I kept her over there as well. This is a Aglaonema. I can't remember its actual name. Is it Aglaonema? I'll put it on the screen. I can't remember the actual name of this plant, but you can't see it. The actual name of this plant to save my life, but it's gorgeous. I got her from Lowe's, I think. She's got this new leaf right here, this leaf right here just unfurled. I wonder if I can get you to see that. Yeah, right here. This leaf right here just unfurled. This leaf just unfurled. This one's new and is unfurling as we speak. But yes, this one did get some crispy leaves. I had to cut off a few down at the bottom that were pretty burnt. This one right here is going to be next because it's pretty burnt too. This is another one of those plants that likes more low light, and I kept it right there with the very intense grow light for a little bit, and it didn't appreciate that. So it's got this very crispy leaf here that I'm debating if I'm going to cut it off or not. I might. I probably will. Who am I kidding? I don't want it focusing its energy on this one leaf when it can focus on the rest of the plant and its beautiful new growth. So yeah, that's my Aglaonema. It is now sitting on my other nightstand on the other side of the bed, focusing its energy on its new leaves. So yeah. Alright, so my next ones are all on this bookshelf back here. I will start with this one right here. This is my Calathea Vittata. It's a cute little thing. I just repotted it because its pot was painted, like this is a terracotta pot. It was painted like white, and then it had a layer of like acrylic like paint, like decorative paint or something on it. And I definitely looked kind of bad when you would water it. Clay pots absorb water, so it looked bad when you watered it. It would get all these little bumps underneath it and whatnot, and it just looked bad. So I repotted it into this one and cleaned off its other pot, which is right here. It definitely still has some paint on it that has been absorbed into the clay that I'm not going to be able to get off, but it's doing fine. So that literally just happened maybe an hour ago, but it's got this new leaf here that you can see. It's got a new leaf growing in right here, and it's doing pretty good. It's definitely not as picky as its sister that I will show you in a minute. You can see it back here. But she's doing good. I really like her. She hasn't given me any issues. She's just pushing out new growth and being a happy little Calathea. So that's really great. Alright, so the next one I'm going to show you is her sister that is very picky. She's not in the best shape right now because I suck at turning on a humidifier. But this is the Calathea White Fusion. She's definitely got some crispy leaves from the light that happened, the light issue that happened, because these are all in the same spot. But see, like, you got these leaves here, and then this leaf is probably one of her better leaves, and then this leaf, and then this leaf. These two leaves right here are her newest leaves. They're doing really good. Just the crispy leaves I'm probably going to chop off, and so it can focus its growth, and then it's just remembering to turn on the diffuser so it gets the humidity it needs, and making sure that the light's on and whatnot, because I'll get up in the morning and it's dark because I get up pretty early to go to work, and I just forget to cut the light on, and I'm half asleep and I don't think about turning on the diffuser. So it's just trying to remember all of that, but it's doing pretty good. It hasn't died, which is a plus considering I've heard this plant, and I know now this plant is a big diva. But she's gorgeous. I love her. So yeah, if you have any more tips on how to make sure this baby's happy, and fertilizer for these Calatheas, because these guys over here, you can't see this one, but my Ornata and my Compact Star, I use regular, like, indoor plant food. But I know they can be very finicky with chemicals. So if you have any, like, organic, natural, fertilizer that you can recommend me, definitely leave that down below. And then the next one for my, well, the last one actually, I think, for my indoor plants at least, is this Fittonia nerve plant. It's got the red and the white. I got this from Lowe's, and she is doing really, really good. She's pushing out a lot of new growth. I will see if I can find a picture from when I first got her. I love that her stems are fuzzy. Is that weird? I love that her stems are fuzzy. But it's got the white and the red in it. I keep her at my window. I mist her down. I try to mist her down every day. Again, I kind of forget about it quite often. But I do mist her down with water, and she seems to be pretty happy. So she's got a few crispy leaves. I like to rotate her, so if the sun gets too bright in that window, I like to rotate her so she doesn't get the same leaves exposed to the same amount of sun all the time. But she's doing pretty good. She's pushing out new growth. Her stems are fuzzy, which I think is interesting. But yeah, so that is the last indoor plant I have, right? That's everybody, right? Oh, no, it's not. These guys are hiding. So this is a silver coral and a tiger's jaw succulent. These are my girlfriend's plants. She got these from Home Depot, and I don't know much about these guys. I don't pay attention to them that much because they're not my plant. But I will remind her and just kind of check them out and be like, okay, they need to be watered, water them. I don't know much about these succulents. I think this one looks kind of weird. Like, I don't know, it just looks creepy. I'm not a fan of it. But this one's really cool. And it was really compact when we first got it, and now it's kind of spread out some. I don't know if it's supposed to do that. If you know anything about silver corals, let me know. I think this is a flower stem that somebody cut off, so we're just kind of letting it stay there. But yeah, and then next one. Come here, buddy. This is a snake plant. I just repotted him because the other pot that is like this one that the Vittata is in right here, it was her pot, but I needed something to put her in while I cleaned off the pot, so I put her in this clear thing. She's definitely not stable at all, and it's completely clear, so you can kind of see some of her roots. I'm gonna let her chill for a little bit and then I'll move her over. But anyways, snake plant, we got her, I don't know how long ago, but she's got this new leaf growing in. They are definitely slow growers, but you know, she's doing her best. And then our last plant is one of our newer ones as well. This is a Moonstone succulent in a little clay pot. It's like this cute little purple color, and it's in like a 2-inch clay pot. I don't know anything about this plant.
Oh, this bird really likes our patio. Do you see that? No, you don't see it. But he's just straight up sitting on a branch and just flying around with all of our plants. I want a bird feeder.
Anyways, I don't know much about this plant. This was Catherine's birthday present from a friend of ours, and it's really cute. It's got a nice purpley pink color to it. It's just adorable. I really like it, and she likes it, so that's good. All right, I think that is now all of my indoor plants. All right, so now we're going to move to our outdoor plants. And I've got them all listed down and I can see them outside. So I will kind of go through all of them and I'll show you all insert clips of all of them. So our first one, our biggest baby, we got for $3 at Lowe's. They were discounted down from, I think she was originally 10. But she was discounted down because they thought she was going to die. And she was discounted to $3, and it's an Alocasia Elephant Ear. It's got these 3 big leaves that are about the size of a little bit bigger than the size of my head. They are gorgeous. We've got her in a glazed ceramic, like pink marble pot. And then she's got like 4 leaves on the bottom that are smaller. And she's doing really good. Some of her leaves are kind of messed up because the cats think that that's their toy. So yeah, we got her. She's doing great. And then next we have our string of pearls, which isn't doing too hot. If you have any tips on string of pearls, let me know. Cause yeah, she's not doing the best, but she's getting there. And then we have our Burros Tail succulent, which was one of our newer ones. We got her maybe a month ago. And she's just kind of chilling, hanging, not really doing much. And then above her, we've got our string of bananas, which is doing really good. We've had her for, I would say since we moved in, which was the end of July, so about 2 months. And she's doing good. She is thriving. She's grown pretty long. When we first got her, she was pretty tiny. She's gotten pretty big now. So that's really good. And then next one we have is our Marble Queen Pothos, which is the one that I think the birds have been poking out one of the leaves, because if you look at it, you can see like cuts in one of the bigger leaves. I think that might be why, because I think the birds will go up there and perch and then like peck around at it. But yeah, she is hanging up on our patio. She's grown nice and big. Then again, when we got her, she was nice and big. So she's grown some. She's gotten some new leaves. She's doing pretty good. And then we have our Peperomia Obtusafolia Varigated. And we got her along with our Peperomia Hope from Pike's Nursery maybe a month ago. Maybe about a month ago. They're doing pretty good. We originally had them inside, and then if you watched my repotting video, which may or may not be up now, I'm not sure, moved them outside and repotted them, and if that video is up, I will link it so you can watch it. And then next to that is my pepper plant. I love peppers, like bell peppers. I will put them in everything. So I have a bell pepper plant that I have growing. That's probably going to need to be repotted soon because it's pretty big. But yeah, I've got it in a little, it's like a 2.5. Actually, I would say it's like 3.5 to 4 inch pot. And it's sprouted up. It looks great. I don't know if I'm going to ever get peppers from it, but me and a girl can dream. So. And then next to that is our lemon lime Maranta plant. She's also doing okay. Some of her leaves have died. I have officially moved all of my Maranta plants outside because we keep it pretty cold in here, and right now, because we live in the south, it's still pretty warm outside, and I definitely think they like the warmer weather, and if we don't get a lot of light, because again, we have a northwest facing window, we don't get a lot of light outside, but the light we do get is good for the conditions they need to have. So the one Maranta plant I moved out there maybe 3 weeks ago is thriving. It's doing great. It's popping out a whole bunch of new leaves. It's doing awesome. But the lemon lime Maranta, I just moved out there maybe a few days ago, and it's still struggling, but it's doing better. The leaves that were not doing the best have died off. I'm going to cut them off before I show you them. Well, I might. I don't know. I'm going to cut the leaves off eventually, just so they can focus this energy on new growth and the growth it already has that is still living. Next to that, we have another trough that is for cat grass. Because our cats love plants so much, we figured we should get them a plant that they can actually eat and that they are allowed to chew on, so they don't go and try to chew on our other plants. It helps some, it doesn't help all the time. There's one plant in particular that they love that we will get to probably last in this section, but they have completely obliterated the cat grass. There's still grass in it. I'm going to leave it be and let it grow more. Maybe it'll grow back more, maybe it won't, but one of them will straight up sit in it and lay in it, and like it crushes the whole thing. But they thoroughly enjoy having that grass that they can chew on and play with and whatnot. It's kind of like a treat to them. The one next to that is my golden pothos, which I've had out of all of the plants outside probably the longest. I've had her since my last apartment. I got her in May, I think. And she's doing good. After I got her in June, I think I got her end of May, beginning of June. Right after I got her in July, I went on a 2-week trip to Miami, and during that time, I had a friend of mine watching my cats and watching my plants, And I was like, none of them should need to be watered while I'm gone. I watered them before I left. Most of them at the time only had to be watered every like 10 to 14 days, so I wasn't too worried about them, but I just needed her to check up on the cats. One of the cats thought this plant was her treat and ate a lot of the leaves. Thankfully, she didn't eat them enough to poison her because pothos are toxic to cats and dogs. So thankfully nothing bad happened, but my plant did suffer from it, so I had to cut off some of the leaves. But after that, it did struggle for a little bit, trying to readjust to a new pot, and B, half of its leaves were gone and destroyed. So it is finally growing new growth and doing really good. It seems to be pretty happy with itself. Next to that is a caladium. I'm probably going to have to get rid of her because she is another plant that needs a lot of bright light. I thought when I bought her, I thought it was a different plant, so I thought it didn't need a lot of light, and it really only has like one leaf left that's surviving. So I'm probably gonna have to get rid of her. Yes, she's not doing too hot, so she will be gone here soon, sadly. And then my next plant is the Maranta plant I was talking about earlier. She is doing great. I've had her since June. I want to say June. And when I first got her, I had her in a hanging pot. She was doing really good where we were at because she got light. It was warmer in that corner of the apartment. And then we moved and I kept her inside, and she, for some reason, didn't like it. We don't have a lot of the light we had there that we have here. So she was getting less light, and the water is different here than it is there, obviously, and everything was, and this, I guess, the shock of moving. A lot of her leaves started dying, and she started really thinning out at the bottom and around the sides and everything. So I cut off all of her yellow leaves. I tried doing a hydrogen peroxide bath to get rid of any of the bad bacteria. I tried repotting her into a different pot, changing the soil. I tried everything. Nothing was working. I just ended up being like, all right, I'm just going to sit you outside. Maybe that'll fix the problem. After I repotted her, did her hydrogen peroxide bath to get rid of all the stuff and everything, made sure I was watering her consistently like she needed to be watered. I set her outside and she got better. So she's doing great. She's got a lot of brand new leaves that are popping through. I think right now I see like 4 from where I'm sitting that are new and starting to unfurl. It's amazing. I'm very happy that she's doing better. And then next to her is a bonsai tree, which doesn't really get that much attention. I'm probably going to get rid of him too. Like, he's doing fine, but he is doesn't bring me the same joy as a lot of my other plants do. So I'm probably going to get rid of her or him, or probably going to get rid of him here soon because he's just kind of chilling. I think he's become the home of the neighborhood spider, which I don't really mind, but it just doesn't bring me a lot of joy anymore. And then the last one outside we have is a Cordyline Maria, I think. But it's a plant native to Hawaii. I got her at Home Depot. She was in a 10-inch pot, and when I went to repot her, I noticed all of her roots were pretty root-bound. So I repotted her into a 12-inch pot, and she's doing pretty good. She definitely doesn't get the light she needs here, considering she's native to Hawaii. They get more light here than I do in my little patio. But she's doing pretty good. The cats, this is the plant I was talking about that the cats like to nip at and play with because the leaves hang down and they can bat at it. But other than that, she's doing good. She's doing great. And yeah, that wraps up our outside section. Our last section is propagations. So I have 4 propagations going right now. Let me bring them all over here. I have some that are doing better than others. But yeah, so the propagations I have them all in these little glass jars. I was at TJ Maxx and I saw a thing of, I think, 6 glass containers like these that were in a wooden trough thing. I don't know what it's called, but and I saw that and I was like, oh my god, propagation station, this is great. So I started propagating some of my plants. The first one I propagated is the one that's doing the best, so you can already kind of see it. But it is this bad boy. This is my Maranta, the one that was struggling so much. Since it was struggling, I was like, I'm gonna propagate some of it, so if it does die, I can have one to save. So I need to put more water in her because the water's above her roots. But this is a Maranta. As you can see, her roots are doing banging. They're doing so good. Like, she has some nice roots. I need to fill it back up though, because her water needs to be at least here, and it's here. But she started off with these 2 leaves right here. This leaf just unfurled right here. And then if you look closely, that's the best way to do this. If you look closely, she's got a new leaf coming in right there. So she's doing really, really good. I'm very proud of her. I'm probably going to sit all of these bad boys outside because they, again, like the warmer weather. This one's nice and warm. I guess it's not cold. But these 2 next ones I'm going to show you are colder because I have them in a window that sits where the air draft is. So I'm probably going to move them outside because they're not getting any root. Well, this one's got a little bit of a root, just a tiny one, but it's something. So this is some more of that Maranta because when it really started to turn, I was really concerned. So I got another one. Another cutting. This one hasn't grown any roots yet, but there's 3 of him. So there's 2 cuttings, 3 leaves. But yeah, he hasn't grown any roots yet. This next one also is gonna need more water, but this is my lemon lime Maranta because I am concerned that that other one isn't gonna make it either. So I have put him in here. I need to put some more water in her because this was a new leaf and it has died. So I do need to put more water in her. Let me see, are you still, at least you're still alive, okay. And then my last one has definitely given me the most trouble. This is my Pothos. So this is 2 different Pothos. This one right here is a golden Pothos. You can't really tell anymore. It's kind of reverted back to green, but you can still see some of the yellow on it. And then these 2 up here are the Marble Queen Pothos. So this one definitely has grown some roots. Like, it's grown a root. Alright, so it's grown a root here, and then these right here, because it did have some aerial roots, which are the brown parts, but now it's starting to grow regular roots, and then it has a root, where are you at? Here. That little white spot right there? Yeah. But the bottom of it has kind of rotted, so I'm probably going to have to cut maybe to like here. I think. We'll figure that out later. And then my golden Pothos. My golden Pothos has also started to grow some roots. So this piece right there is a root, and then this is a new leaf. I don't remember if this leaf was there when I put her in or not. But nonetheless, she has a new leaf and hasn't died. So yeah, I've had some success with propagating. I've had some success, or I've had some fails with propagating. This right now is my success. He's doing so good. This is my little child. I love it so much. I need to put more water here because right now those top roots aren't getting any water. But yeah, that is all of my plants. Right now this video is kind of long. I'm hoping I can edit it down a little. But again, I have 30, I think I said 30 plants. Yeah, so I have about 30 plants. I want to get more. I need to figure out a situation for the winter time because when it does get cold here, it does get cold. It's not like crazy cold, like it could be colder, but I know some of the plants aren't going to enjoy it that much, so I need to get a situation inside set up for all of them survive during the winter. But yeah, and so my plants, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe, and let me know what else you want to see and what plants you think I should get. Yeah. Bye, guys.